Question number 8, the Honourable David Parker.
Thank you, Mr Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Finance. Does he have confidence in the Treasury?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, yes, but like many governments before us, that does not mean we agree with every piece of Treasury advice.
The Honourable David Parker.
Given that when his government came to office, the Treasury predicted the economy would grow 7.4% over the following 3 years, and it only grew 1.2%, is it the fault of Treasury's forecasting or the government's economic management?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
I think, Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, that there's been a couple of events that have occurred since that date that may have escaped the members' attention, including the global financial crisis and also the Canterbury earthquakes. And just like any forecaster, Treasury has to make its best estimate at a given point of time without necessarily being aware of those two events which were at that stage still ahead of it.
Supplementary.
David Parker.
Given that substantially after the 2008 election, the Minister of Finance trumpeted Treasury's forecast of 36,000 extra jobs in the year to March 2012 and took this as credit to his government, is the fact that only 10,000 extra jobs have been created so far the fault of Treasury's forecasting or the government's economic management?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, I'm not sure exactly where the member gets those numbers from, but I can refer him to the fact that in the year to December 2011, there were 34,000 net new jobs in the economy at that time.
The Honourable David Parker.
Are the recent sharp falls in business and consumer confidence linked to his government's continued trumpeting of rosy forecasts that never eventuate?
The Honourable Stephen Joyce.
Mr Speaker, on behalf of the Minister of Finance, I think I've seen criticism from the opposition recently that the government has been too pessimistic in its forecasts, and I see today from Mr Parker perhaps too optimistic. I think probably the most likely impact on business confidence, I think most New Zealanders understand, would be the precarious situation in Europe, and in particular Southern Europe, which of course all New Zealanders are watching with great interest.
Question number 9, Catherine Delahunty.